All right, so we're back here in the chicken shop. The last video was 4 months ago, and I've actually changed quite a bit of stuff. So we're gonna start real quick here. So we moved the DeWalt table over here because it's a lot more convenient. Moved up the extension cords. I did rearrange the pack out wall a little bit. I got these two they're half pack outs, but then they're half width, compared to these. So I put those there. Those actually came out of my service truck. That's a whole different story. I've shown this, I've done a bunch of videos about this, but this is in here now and it moves around. And this is handy because it's an extra work surface, it's got all the tools in it. So if I'm working at the workbench, I can have this, right here next to me or whatever. I've shown that before. We moved the skill saw down here. Kind of clean this off a little bit. This is just some screws that I was using. That's all still the same. We have the Milwaukee crate. I scored that at Northern Tool. It was on clearance right before Christmas. Got that. Down here, this is still the kids' Mega Blocks. I put the jack stands in here now, and I put this jack out of my service truck in here now. That way, this is all kind of in here. That's still just like random stuff that I don't really want to hang up. And then the bucket is wood drops, but I burned them all. And then back over here, so I got rid of, I think I mentioned that in a video, but I got rid of the multi-tool that was not Ryobi, so this is now Ryobi. So then this is all here. I moved the Rockwell chargers, gone. Now the other Ryobi charger's here, and the other one was over there. So it's kind of nice that they're not next to each other, so the plugs are kind of open. I got that when I worked at CAT in Hawaii, and I stuck that up there. The tool wall is pretty much all the same. I did some rearranging with the lock stuff, so now I have a bunch of these left over. And they're handy, because they have like the notches, so you can just put screws and they just hold up there. This one's got pens and that kind of stuff in it. So then I added another little shelf, basically just like that shelf, for more Ryobi tools for future expansion. I got the sander, and then I got this little rotary tool, which I need to get some wood blades for this little tool, but this thing's pretty handy. So we got all this extra room. I just put this up there just because I didn't want it in the sun. I haven't figured out how I'm gonna mount this yet. The kids had some robots, so I just put them there. So then we hung these up here. Oh, somebody's enjoying. And then I moved the vacuum over here. The green screen is now down there. This is all still the same. Trash can, broom, the pack out cabinet. But then this is now the lock sport box. I took it out of that toolbox and I put it up here. It fits perfectly. Made this little torch thing here because I use this thing all the time. So that fits there. And then when this was a chicken coop, it had like dividers here with, there was basically 4 pins. There was 2 on each side. So this was all the salvaged wood. So I salvaged a ton of wood, and it's all, it's weather worn, but it's 2x4s, it's 1x2s and 2x2s. So I just made these little L brackets out of the extra wood, and it's all pretty much up there. So if I need to do a project or something, we got the wood. And I figured once all this kind of goes away, all the long, I can get extra wood and stuff to keep up there. So I thought that was pretty handy that I put that up there. And then over here, this is just for making videos and stuff. I just keep it up there because it's out of the way. But everything else is pretty much the same. I still got to get a new fan. Haven't really quite fixed that yet. But that is the update. I know it's pretty much the same, but there's a lot of little things that I've changed. Okay, so that last part of the video kind of ended, but I've done some work in here, and I wanted to show that. So I've never been happy with the way I had that little piece. It was kind of just thrown together last minute. It was always flimsy. You'd set anything on it, it would just move, and I didn't like it. And also, I wanted to add this drill press. So I've had this drill press. One of the guys at work gave it to me, I don't know, around Thanksgiving last year. So I've had it for a while. And I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it. But then we were doing a project that required to drill a bunch of holes. So I was like, I grabbed it and I had it clamped to the vise, or I had it clamped to the bench. And we were just using it. But then I was like, I'm going to figure out a place to put it. So my original plan was to put it here and have it where you could put the board all the way across. But my measurements, I didn't account for the back of the motor here. So it didn't really work. But what I ended up doing is I took out this whole section and I built a frame out of 2x4s and I put legs on it, and I built a spot for this here. So it's a lot more sturdy, and then I cut the board enough to clear the drill press. So it still works. I mean, you couldn't have got an 8-foot piece on here anyway, so it's not like I really did anything different. So now you can get about a 4 foot, maybe a 5 foot piece, which is all I would use. If I need anything longer, I'll just do something different. So I did mount the drill press here. I screwed it down with the lag bolts, and then I even trimmed part of the stud here just to clear the motor, the capacitor. And then this was messed up. I fixed that, but it's just a Harbor Freight 8-inch drill press, but it works good. Didn't come with a chuck key, so I picked up one of these universal chuck keys. But it's handy. And then what I also did is I moved the plug. The plug was right here. You could see where it was. I moved the plug because I never used that plug there anyway. It was left over from the chicken. And I just put it right here. And then the cord just goes underneath. So it seems to work out pretty nice. And then it works pretty good. I mean, anything you'd want from a drill press. And then it's got this little thing here you can remove if you want, like, to not keep the kids around. But I figured it's super handy, and then it's the right height of everything else. Yeah, my calculations aren't exactly proper, but I did add that. So thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. All the YouTube algorithm stuff would be much appreciated.